This is going to be fun, guys. So in the comment section, put if you think if we picked the right guy, you did well. If you think we didn't pick the right guy, let us know who you would have picked. I will say this. 14 categories is what we created 5 years ago, Chris. We did this 5 years ago.
Yes.
We created 14 categories, which is why some of the names might look a little different. And this year, just like last year, we didn't have – well, last year actually we did. All of us disagreed on one last year. This year, it was unanimous across the board. I sent the guys what I thought, and they're like, that's who I had. So I don't know how much disagreement we'll get on these, but – let's get started, shall we, Chris?
Let's do it.
Okay, so first up is Buckeye leaves. All season long, guys, we hand out Buckeye leaves on this show on Sunday nights. You guys know it by now. Players can earn up to 6 leaves a week. Leaves were handed out for offensive and defensive players of the week, the offensive play of the week, the defensive player hit of the week. And this season, the Buckeye who was awarded the most Buckeye leaves was, drum roll please, it wasn't even close. Marvin Harrison Jr. He had 26 Buckeye leaves, which ties him for second all time there with C.J. Stroud. And let's see here. The most ever was C.J. Stroud with 30, as you can see there. And second place this year was Travion Henderson with 21. All right, Chris. Next up is the assistant coach.
Yeah, the Assistant Coach of the Year award is given to the top assistant on the coaching staff due to an array of reasons, including their recruiting, coaching his position group, top performers, and his value to the head coach. This year's winner is Jim Knowles. Knowles won the Assistant Coach of the Year award for the first time. Brian Hartline's dominated this category over the past 4 years, winning it 3 times in the last 4 years. Yeah. Sorry, guys. My notes just went down.
Oh, that's all right.
That's okay. Ohio State was top 5 in almost the entire year in several categories. In total defense, Ohio State's defense before Knowles arrived last season was, I think we can agree, Eric, soft. Softer than the offensive line was this year. Since then, Knowles has overseen the reconstruction of the Silver Bullets. So next award, Eric, is going to be the Mr. Hustle Award.
Yeah, and before we get to that, Bobby McCormick, was Walton a close second? Jaro Happiness says Tim Walton. Yes, he was definitely second for all of us. But I think given Jim Knowles' success overall defensively this season, it just made sense to go that route. But yes, Walton was definitely in second. Yes, Chris.
Did you see Jay's comment?
Yes, I did. I wasn't going to put it up, but
that was uncalled for. The only thing I'd nominate him for is the first to get a bus ticket out of town award.
There you go. All right, next up here is the Mr. Hustle Award. I like this. I've won this award in my lifetime before. The Mr. Hustle Award is given to the Buckeye who has a motor that just won't quit. This guy might not be the most talented or highest recruited or even the most popular, but he leaves it all out on the field. And this year, the Mr. Hustle Award goes to Steel Chambers. Yeah, there we go. Steele entered the season as a fifth-year senior and leaves Ohio State with 208 total tackles, 4 interceptions, and 3 sacks. 2023 was his best year statistically after beginning his Ohio State career in the running back room. And in 2021, he switched to linebacker halfway through the season and has been a starter ever since. This is Steele's second career Buckeye Award, as he was awarded the Chris Spielman Award in 2021, which is for the top linebacker on the team. Let's see what we have here for Mr. Hustle. Brian Ober says, good choice on Jim there. I'm back on the assistant coach. Jay says Farmer Gronk should have got Mr. Hustle Award. Don't worry, Jay. He's got some awards that coming his way. Jack Sawyer for the Mr. Hustle Award. Chip Trayanum for the Mr. Hustle Award. Donald Hoffer, I would say Cade Stover and Jack Sawyer would have been good candidates as well. However, great choice could have been a few others also. Yep. Jay is really upset. He is just beside himself right now.
Jay, do you need my blood pressure medication?
Brian Oberst agrees. Stover should have got the Hustle Award. All right. What is up next, Chris?
Well, next we have the Most Improved Award. It is given to the Buckeye who, from the end of the previous season to the end of this season, showed the greatest improvement on the field of play. The winner this year is... There he is, Josh Proctor. After being benched in 2022 in the first game of the season, Proctor fought his way back into the lineup during the offseason. Instead of jumping into the transfer portal like so many weak and unwilling to compete guys do, and taking the easy way out, Proctor put his nose to the grindstone and proved why he was highly recruited coming out of high school. Known as one of the biggest hitters on the team, Proctor manned the secondary like a veteran center fielder and solidified the secondary for Jim Knowles this season. This is Proctor's second Buckeye Award. He won the BIA Award all the way back in 2020, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Previous winners of this award include Luke Whippler, C.J. Stroud, Trey Sermon, and Damon Arnett.
Okay, all of you saying Burke are wrong. Let me tell you why. Burke played all last year. He never got benched. Proctor literally got benched last year and came back to have the year he had as most improved. I'm sorry, guys. Burke was great, and he's going to get his just reward in a minute, but I don't think there's any question that Proctor was most improved from last year, dude. I don't think there's any question. Yeah. All right, so that leads us to our next one, right? Which is Freshman of the Year. The Freshman of the Year award is given to the Buckeye who made the greatest impact on the team in his first year of play. So it can't be a redshirt freshman. It's got to be someone who is a true freshman, okay? And the winner is Jermaine Matthews. I don't think there's any question on this one either. Jermaine busted on the scene in the third game of the year in the fourth quarter against Western Kentucky when the freshman had a pick six. Matthews Jr. became the third cornerback on the team and started in place of Denzel Burke on a couple occasions due to an injury. Past winners included Dallin Hayden, Travion Henderson, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Garrett Wilson. That's a pretty good list right there of players at Ohio State in the past 6 years. And he adds his name to that list. Let's see here what we got. People agreeing or disagreeing with us here. Yes, Matthews went off. Jar of Happiness agrees with us. Still talking about other people are still talking about how about Larry Daniels? Second most improved, Sonny Styles. Considering Styles didn't even play much last year, I have to agree with that. Actually, yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Let's see. Question about Proctor. Yep, he's done. He's going to be going to the NFL. Jay Thompson, Matthews Jr. definitely deserving that dog bit as a pup. Yep, that's my favorite quote from John Cooper. He's a dog, he's going to bite as a pup. I love that quote. 100% there from Bobby McCormick. Agree with Matthews. Yep. Brian Oberst said Sonny. He went with Sonny. I can see it. Larry brought up a good one. Yeah. Larry brought up a good one. All right, what's next? We went freshman. Probably time for what?
Well, let's talk about the Senior of the Year award, Eric.
Let's do it.
The Senior of the Year award is given to the Buckeye who led throughout his career, both on the field and off. His leadership will be missed upon graduation. The winner of the award this year is... There he is. There's Farmer Gronk, Cade Stover. Cade Stover returned to Ohio State in 2023 for a fifth and final season. After flirting with the possibility of going pro, his leadership, even during times of injury, were seen and felt on the sideline. It was clear during the Cotton Bowl Stover was injured and couldn't contribute like he would like. But you know what? On one occasion, it was Stover who took the leadership role and chewed out the entire offensive line. His fire and passion will definitely be missed next season without a doubt. Previous winners of this award, Eric, include Zach Harrison, Chris Olave, Jonathan Cooper, and Jordan Fuller. That's a pretty good company to be in.
Yeah, it really is.
And Cade Stover is also, without a doubt, the most quotable guy on this team.
Oh, well, Steel Chambers is pretty good too.
He is, but come on. Did he ever ask to take his NIL and tractors?
Yeah, true. Or cows take no days off. I love that one.
Or my personal favorite, talking about, you're gonna talk some crap. That's a good way to get your butt kicked.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. All right, moving on to BIA, the Best in America Award. The BIA, which stands for Best in America, is the name given to the defensive backfield at Ohio State. The Mr. BIA Award is given to the best player in that defensive backfield for the season. Guys, this one isn't even really that close. It's Denzel Burke. Come on. I mean, after hearing that Burke had an incredible offseason, it became very, very clear that those rumors were indeed true. After a sophomore slump, Burke had returned to form and was poised to have a good junior season. Good was an understatement, however, Chris. Burke became a lockdown cornerback in 2023, and by the end of the season, teams weren't even trying to throw his way. His tackling also improved this year. This was Burke's second time of winning the Mr. BIA Award. He also won it as a true freshman back in 2021. Other award winners were Lathan Ransom last year in 2022, Proctor, like we mentioned earlier, in 2020, and who could forget the season that Jeffrey Okudah had in 2019? That was just a magical year. Let's look and see what the chat is saying here. Actually, Brian Kelly's caddy's in the house. Good to have you tonight. Happy New Year to you as well, Brian.
Hey, Eric, and rumors are abound that he could be going for win number 3 next year.
Yeah. Jordan, here's one for Jordan Hancock. Let's see. They're still talking about the senior award. Nick Quint says Tommy Two Thumbs should have been close for that as well. Don't worry, Tommy's got an award coming his way too. All right, my friends. What's up next, Chris?
Well, next is the Schooled by Larry Johnson Award. The Schooled by Larry Johnson Award is given to the top Buckeye who plays on the defensive line. Larry Johnson has famously coached some of the top defensive linemen in all of college football for the better part of 2 decades now. And this year's winner is not Denzel Burke.
Oh, it's up. It's slow. It's slow on your end. It's Jack Sawyer.
Okay, then it is Jack Sawyer.
It's actually up.
Yeah, okay. It took longer than expected, but Jack Sawyer finally fell into form late in the season and became the most dominant player on the defensive line during the Cotton Bowl. He looked like the long-lost Bosa brother that we all thought he was going to be when he was recruited to Ohio State out of Pickerington as a can't-miss 5-star recruit. Sawyer announced he is returning for a senior season in 2024. Let's hope he plays next season the way he ended this season, and that was completely dominant, Eric. So the past winners of this award were JT Tuimoloau, Haskell Garrett, Tommy Togiai, and Chase Young. Again, not bad company to keep.
No, not at all. And there's a lot of people saying it would be really hard to pick. I think the game Sawyer had in the Cotton Bowl put it over the edge.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, moving on. Let's head over now to the Chris Spielman Award. The Chris Spielman Award is given to the top linebacker on the Ohio State roster for the past season. Spielman embodies everything that Buckeye fans expect from their linebackers: toughness, intelligence, relentless in the pursuit of the football. And this year's winner is Tommy Eichenberg. Two thumbs. Tommy, two thumbs. Tommy Eichenberg is a quiet man. He doesn't do a lot of talking, Chris, but instead allows his play to talk for him. Eichenberg finished this season with 80 tackles, despite missing 2 of the final 3 games of the season. He finishes his career at Ohio State, listen to this, with 266 total tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and a forced fumble. Tommy Two Thumbs becomes the first linebacker to win the award twice, having done so in back-to-back seasons. Tommy also won the Silver Bullet Award last year as well. Past winners include, like we mentioned, Tommy Eichenberg last year, Still Chambers in 2021, a personal favorite of mine, Justin Hilliard in 2020, and Malik Harrison in 2019. That's a name that really gets forgotten. Malik Harrison. He was good.
Yeah, he was really great. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Eric, you talked about Tommy Two Thumbs and his Silver Bullet Award from last year. Let's go to the Silver Bullet Award for this year.
Yeah, let's do it.
The Silver Bullet has been the name given to the Buckeye defenses throughout the years, of course. This award is given to the top defensive player on the team. And this year's award winner is Denzel Burke. Burke was flat out awesome this season. He basically took away one half of the field against opposing offenses with his lockdown play. While this award could have gone to a number of players this season, guys, in all honesty, the entire defense as a unit, we felt that Burke stood out a little more than the rest in 2023. If he doesn't come back in 2024, although rumors are he's thinking about it, replacing him will be key for Jim Knowles and the continued success of the resurging Silver Bullet defense. Past winners include Tommy Eichenberg, Ronnie Hickman, Haskell Garrett, and Chase Young. Eric?
All right. This award is literally
normally.
Slob of the Year. The Slob of the Year award is given to the top offensive lineman on the season. Now, I'm not going to lie, this was tough.
Yeah.
This, out of all the awards, I tossed it around. I'm not giving it to anybody, but I don't think that would be fair to this guy. Matthew Jones is our Slob of the Year. As far as units go, the offensive line was the glaring weakness on this team in 2023. However, there was one player who had his best season as a Buckeye, and that was right guard Matthew Jones. After being a backup guard and center for the majority of his career, he finally cracked the starting lineup in 2022. He followed that season up with a good 2023 campaign and now has the potential to possibly get drafted in the later rounds of the 2024 NFL draft. I'm trying to see here. No one's really talking about this one. I get it, guys. This was an award that was kind of tough to pick somebody. Ed Rogers, you got to be kidding me. Josh Simmons, come on.
Yeah, he cut it down from 6 penalties a game to 5.
Are these people, are they trolling us right now, Chris?
I think they're messing with us just a little bit, Eric.
There you go. Vacate. Donald Hopper. Come on, man. We can't be that mean. All right. This one, though, this might be the most obvious award we've ever given in the history of awards.
Yeah, this award is more predictable than Ryan Day's play calling in the last year. This is the Zone 6 award. The Zone 6 award is given to the top Buckeye wide receiver for the season. Anybody want to take a stab at this one in the chat before we announce it?
Come on.
Go ahead, Eric. Show us the slide. I really don't think that this one was in question at all. Marvin Harrison Jr. finished this season with a team-leading 67 catches, 1,211 yards, 14 touchdowns. No one on the team was as productive offensively as Marvin was this year. This is the second consecutive season winning the Zone 6 award. He is the second to do so, joining Chris Olave, who won the award in 2019 and 2020. Previous winners do include Marvin Harrison Jr., Jackson Smith and Jigba, and the aforementioned Chris Olave in 2020 and 2019. Eric?
All right. So,
Hey, Eric,
yeah.
Maserati Marv.
Yeah. Yeah. Maserati Marv. Yeah. I know. I know. It is what it is at this point. You might as well just go with it, right?
Just own it.
Yep, just own it. The Elite O Award. Former head coach Urban Meyer famously said that he did not want to coach average. He did not want to be around average people. He wanted people to be elite. The Elite O Award is given to the top offensive Buckeye on the team. Again, anybody want to take a stab at who might be the top offensive player on the team? How about we just change it from Zone 6 to Elite O? How about that? Same guy. Come on. This isn't even close, guys. Oh my goodness. The list
Bobby,
of
I thought
past
about it.
the list of past winners of this award is a who's who of the best over the past 6 seasons. And to be honest with you, Marvin Harrison Jr. might be the best of them all. His bloodline, athleticism, work ethic, and give a darn are unmatched. Congratulations to MHJ on his 3rd Buckeye Award of the night. How about that? Past winners include CJ Stroud, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Justin Fields, and J.K. Dobbins. All right, before we go to the next one, Chris, because it is the grand finale, it is the award of all awards. It is even greater than the Heisman Award, in my opinion. Right? Come on. This award actually means a lot to me personally. I'm going to let Chris explain what it is. And after you're done explaining, Chris, don't jump to who it is. I want to talk about it in a minute. Go for it.
Okay, so our final award of the evening, Eric, and like you said, it is, I believe, the most prestigious of the awards that we hand out. It's the Buckeye of the Year Award. The Buckeye of the Year Award is given to someone who exemplifies being a Buckeye better than anyone else. That person is elite on the field and off the field and makes all of us as Buckeye fans proud to cheer for them. So, Eric, I'm going to let you take over here.
Yes. So in the chat, I want to see what your predictions are. Not what you think we are going to say, but who you would give it to. How about that? So when you look at this year's team and you think who exemplifies being a Buckeye the most, who is that for you? Jay Thompson says Xavier Johnson. That is a good one.
That's an excellent one.
That is a good one. Someone else? Anybody else got any guesses or make any statements before we let you all know who it is? We'll give you a couple more seconds. Jar of Happiness is going with Marvin Harrison. He says Marv again for Buckeye. That's, in his opinion, who exemplifies being a Buckeye the most. Donald Hoffer says Stover. He does great on the field and what he does for the community. So we have 3 different opinions so far, Chris.
And all
Xavier, Marv, and Stover. Sawyer, because he gathered the juniors to come back, said Bobby. Mark Swick, Tommy Two-Thumb. We have 5 different people with 5 different players.
And I can see that you could make an argument for any of these players legitimately, Eric.
Yeah, I think you really could.
I do believe that the one we chose definitely is the one who is the most worthy. It would be hard to argue against any of these guys.
All right. Are you ready to let them know who it is, Chris?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, hold on. We got one more.
Mayan
Nick Quinn. Mayan Williams.
Nick's got jokes tonight.
Vol says, I'll be honest, I don't know much about Big Ten football or Ohio State, but I'll say Marvin Harrison with the emotion he had after the loss to TTUN. Bobby.
Yeah, I almost said that, Bobby.
But ready? Here we go. Buckeye of the Year for 2023, Chris, is?
Yes, once again, it is Farmer Gronk. For the 2nd straight season, Cade Stover has been named the Buckeye of the Year. The blue-collar boy from Lexington, Ohio, came back to Ohio State for the 5th year to have one of the better seasons a tight end has ever had at Ohio State. Replacing Stover on the field in 2024 will be hard enough, but replacing his leadership on the field and off is going to be even harder. This is the first time the Buckeye Award in the Buckeye Award history, rather, that someone has won the Buckeye Award twice. This is Stover's second award of the evening. Congratulations, Cade Stover. And let me be the first to say thank you for all your accomplishments here at Ohio State and everything you've meant to the university. Previous winners have been Cade Stover, Chris Olave, Haskell the Rascal, and J.K. Dobbins. Just tremendous group there.
I think what he shows with his enthusiasm and passion on the field,
yes,
his rough and tough style, his give a darn, what he shows off the field, how he carries himself, how he speaks to the media in a matter-of-fact, polite way, but yet with a chip on his shoulder. He's everything that, in my mind, when I think about being a Buckeye, what it would mean. This is a great question. Jar of Happiness. Do you guys give an actual award to the players, coaches? We don't. However, I have thought about creating I would love to create a Buckeye championship belt and walk it over to the Woody and hand it to these guys for when they're named the Buckeye of the Year. But it is so hard to get in that place, man. It's harder than Fort Knox. I mean, I guess some of the media guys could probably do it, but let's be honest, the media guys aren't going to do this because they're not fans. A couple of them are, but they have to be distanced from it because they have to show professionalism around the team as media members. We're like you all. We are just absolute buck nuts, man. We are fans of this team. I think it would be hard to allow them to let us to do this, but maybe that's something we can look into. Jar Happiness. He says you guys should do it. I think it'd be awesome. When this show starts making a good enough money to where I can buy a championship belt and hand it to him, how about that? I will. We'll do that. You just described tough kids out in the country, Eric. That's not necessarily true. You can be all of those things and from the inner city. I believe that. I really do.
Agree. Yeah, Brian, I would love to see that as well. I don't know if it'll happen, but yeah, I'd love to see Guy Scott Jr. step up and kind of fill that void and find that passion. But that's some big shoes to fill.
Just walk in like you own the place. Yeah. There you go, David. This is how it's going to happen. Y'all have to buy more beanies. There you go. Email me your Venmo. I'll send you my Venmo, or email me. I'll email you back the Venmo, and we'll get these mailed out to you. $20, man. $20 free shipping. We make we're gonna make like a buck off that. I think it's more about just having a brand and sharing that brand with everybody than it is anyways. But